Hi and welcome to cyderhousecrafts. My name is Jen. Today is, it is May 1st. Whoa, May 1st. This year's going quickly. So this is a floss tube, my first floss tube. And I've just got back into cross stitching. I haven't really cross stitched seriously since 1988. But a lovely friend gifted me some prairie schooler patterns, and I will tell you why these specific prairie schooler patterns in just a second. And I got back into it and I was quite happy. It's a change from my other crafting and my real life work as a project bag maker. I own my own business. Speaking of which, you can find me at cyderhousecrafts@gmail.com. You can find me at cyderhousecrafts on Instagram. I'm not super active on Instagram, so but I hope to be soon. It's just really hard to keep up with all the social media stuff, right? I also have an Etsy shop and Cyder House Crafts, and soon there will be cyderhousecrafts.com. That's Cyder with a Y. I really love Keats, and his poem To Autumn has inspired my next 2 years of crafting. With cross stitch, I don't just cross stitch, I knit and I quilt. And I spin and I weave, and yeah, so a friend of mine who kind of giggled and took on board the fact that I would be cross stitching again, because I was going to get myself some old patterns. Yeah, so she got me some prairie schooler patterns that were very Halloween based, and there's a few done. I've got another one that's just done, but it's not prairie schooler. And all of my projects, like I said, for the next 2 years will be things that I want to knit in relation to the autumn season, and cross stitch in regards to Halloween and Thanksgiving, because there are some lovely cross stitches out there. So yeah, don't worry, this won't be a combination of knitting and cross stitching. This will just be cross stitching. So I'm getting back into it. There's so much more available to cross stitchers now, and one of the things that I intend to do with my project coming up is to stitch on linen, and I'll show you that in gifting, because I gifted myself some cross stitching things. But yeah, so I really am into it, and it's a nice way to relax. And to be honest with you, I have a whole nother subset of YouTube videos to watch now with the hashtag Flosstube, and I'm really enjoying it. Chelsea and, oh gosh, I can't remember everybody's name, but I will write them down for next time. So you can, if you're not already watching them, which I'm sure you will be, but if you're not, I will pass on some names of YouTubers that I'm watching at the moment. So, sorry, I should have prefaced this with, I am so novice. So, if you have questions, I will Google it for you, but I doubt very much that I will be able to answer anybody's questions about fabric or hand-dyed threads or anything like that. Give me 364 more days and I may be able to help you. Right, so let's kick off this party with my first prairie schooler, and that's part of the trick or treat. This was actually part of a larger, here, let me tip it up so it's not reflecting off anything. This was part of a larger cross stitch, but I wasn't sure if it would be too much for me. So I just picked out a bit. Anyways, this is trick or treat. What's to eat? Boo. Oh wait, it is from the Boo collection, I think. Is it prairie schooler? Oh, I should go back and check that. Anyway, this was the first one I completed. And then I went and bought these frames, and I can't, to be honest with you, I can't remember where I got the frames. And I'm kind of happy with the frames, but I'm thinking, no! I'm losing everything. Trust me, witch. Hang on. Pardon. I've already had to fix her today. I don't want to do it again. So, I'm not sure if I like those frames. I digressed. So I might go away and find something else. I did put that black grosgrain ribbon of my own volition down the side, and I did it on 2 of them. Here, I'll show this one. This one is definitely a prairie schooler. It's from Sweeping Cobwebs. That was the name of the, whoops, that was the name of the pattern. And I was trying to stay, and am trying to stay, with just orange and black threads at the moment. But this called for some green and some red. And to be honest with you, I didn't have any green embroidery floss or any red embroidery floss. So I came up to, what you don't see right there is my sewing table. And so I came up and just pulled some green thread that I had that was kind of, you know, it looked faded denim-y green. And some very burgundy red often. That's what I used in lieu of that. But I really like this one. This is very vintage. I'm really pleased with how that came out. And again, I used the black grosgrain ribbon. And good God, don't look at my nails. I did so much yard work. I had to cut all of my nails off this weekend. Springtime in England. Right, and this last one is Night Owl. And this is also by Prairie Schooler, and it is not going to live in this frame. I just put it in this frame because I didn't want to leave it in a plastic bag. So this is Night Owl. I have worked up a fabric around to frame it, and this will come out, and some rope that I've attached to the top that you can't see, black twisted threads here, and this will hang. So yeah, and I will be showing you this fabric later on. So there you go. So those are 3 Prairie Schoolers that I've finished. And I've also finished, and please forgive me because I'm not sure, sorry, I gotta keep checking time to make sure I don't go over some ungodly amount of time and you get bored. This is by Amit Kipatin, I think her name is, and it's called Cobweb, and it's a, might be nice if I held it right. It's a free pattern from her, and I went to her blogspot.com, and I will put that down in the description so you can go there. But she's got some, sorry about the door slamming, that's my husband. She's got some really nice free patterns. I mean, she's amazing. I can't believe she's not selling her patterns because they're lovely. Anyways, I picked this one up, and the only change that I made to this pattern was this broom. This was supposed to be orange and black, but I didn't like the way it looked. For me, I didn't. I personally don't like the way it looked. I'm sure other people will. So, yeah. So I just finished this one up yesterday. So I've steamed it, but I'm starting to think, and I said I wasn't going to talk about knitting, but when you knit, you need to block things sometimes. You knit a shawl, you need to block it. People block hats on balloons and things. Sweaters. But this looks askew slightly to me. So I am thinking I might need to re-steam this and block it out. Whoops. In order to make it right. The whole point of this, I guess, and I should have kicked off with that, right, is to take these, keep some up here in my sewing room because I quite enjoy having them here, but to take most of them to decorate my lounge and my entry with Halloween decorations that I've made. So I'd like to get some frames that are a little bit more elaborate, you know. You can find frames that have swirly curlies on them and things, and they're in black and they look antiquated, or what do you call it, shabby chic. So I'm going to try to start finding them. These 2 frames, I had to search through an entire building, which is basically a car boot sale, or if you're American, a flea market, to find those 2 frames, which I'm not wholly pleased with. I won't lie, I don't like them. So but they're better than nothing, and I get to display my works. I'll show you a little bit more of my stuff. I am a bit of a Harry Potter fan, so I have my wizardry at work, no muggles allowed, and my Patronus charm, and I have, I am a Ravenclaw house member, so I have the gem. Isn't she pretty? I don't know if that just focused. Where are you? Focus. Isn't that pretty? I got this from my Harry Potter monthly club loot crate, Harry Potter Wizarding World. So it comes every, I lied, it comes every 3 months, but you get some really nice things in it. Yeah, and then Poe. I got this last summer when my husband and I were still living in America. We went down to Richmond and visited the Poe Museum, and I got this mug, which is downstairs. That museum is amazing, so if you ever get a chance to visit the Poe Museum, please do. It is absolutely fabulous. Right, enough of that nonsense. So what's next? Let's talk about what I'm working on. So I got a new pattern. I'm only going to show you a picture, not pattern. This is from the Humble Stitcher, and it's called the Halloween Sampler. So I printed this out, and I am working on this right now. In fact, I just started it yesterday, so I've only got the M and the A from Samhain. So yeah, so just started that. This fabric, which I meant to bring up the package and I forgot it again, is from France, and it's just some 14 count Aida. But I'm getting ambitious, and you'll see that later. Right, so that's all I'm working on. The threads that I'm using are anchors, and it's number 332. Whoops, come on. Number 332, anchor, and number black 403, gosh. I hope you guys can't hear that lawnmower. My camera doesn't want to focus, sorry. And again, that's anchor. Wasted a lot of time doing that, sorry everyone. Right, so that's all I have in progress. For new things, right, so I have a stash of things, other things not related to cross stitch, that I am trying very hard to organize right now. So, and perhaps de-stash, so I can make room for cross stitch. Don't tell my husband. So, I have begun the stashing of cross stitch items, and I've just, I want to cover this up, but I'll cover the price up, but this is from cottoncityfabrics.co.uk, and it's just some 14 count Aida. I didn't know I covered up the price, to be honest with you. It cost me £2.45. Now I have no idea how expensive Aida is supposed to be, but that seemed like a good deal to me, so I bought it. The next fabric I bought was this Irish linen. I bought it off Amazon. I have no idea what I'm doing with this. I have absolutely no idea. So I'm looking to people who might watch this Flosstube video to help me out. First question is, do I wash this linen before I stitch on it? That is my very first question. Do you do that? And even before that, should I zigzag stitch around the outer edge of this, or use fabric, what do you call that stuff, stabilizer around the edge? So if somebody could please help me, that would be terrific. Anyways, this is the linen that I purchased. Oh, my nails look awful, aren't they awful? I have watched a YouTube video on how to stitch on linen, which was very interesting. There was some initial chit chat about whether you stitch between the vertical or the horizontals, which I found quite interesting as well. And I'm gonna be wrong when I say you're supposed to start your stitch between horizontal, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. So what I need, if you can, is to give me some idea for this linen fabric of what's a really good Halloween or autumnal themed pattern to use to go with. And if you give me the name of the pattern, that's all I need. I can go find out. I don't need you to send me links unless you want to, and I would totally be grateful. But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that. Now I'm gonna have to step back and say I might have fibbed a little bit about what I really wanted to stitch on this year, because I saw some cross-stitching magazines at, where did I see them? Tesco. It was in Tesco. And I saw Cross Stitcher for June 2018. So, Cross Stitcher. This is the June 2018 issue. Now I'm going to tell you, I am one of those people who will buy a magazine just for the little free gift. Because who could not resist? I mean, come on. Who doesn't want a Pink Flamingo phone case? I so want this. It could be my age. I don't know. But I totally want it. So it comes with all the threads and the fabric and the needle and the cloth, which is not, it's not Ada. It's like, oh, please focus. It's that. God, my nails look awful, don't they? Anyway, I'll figure it out. But I really wanted that. Then I have grandchildren, and I saw the cutest little idea in this. I think it was this one. Oh God, please let it be this one. For a onesie. There it is. Oh, I love this idea. So basically, you cross stitch on a onesie, and they also cross stitched on this little seersucker girl's jumper. And it's so funny because I don't even know if this is legal for me to show you, but I'm gonna anyway. So basically you put the fabric on the, so basically you put the canvas onto the jumper, and then you stitch it, right? So you go ahead and you stitch, and then you pull the canvas off. So it's kind of like stabilizer when you're embroidering with your sewing machine. But I just thought that that was really cute. I did. I loved it very much. And yeah, so, and again, there's a nice picture of the phone case. I'm totally making that phone case. That will be the only non-autumn season item I will make this year. There's that. I have purchased this cross stitcher. I'm just going to, basically, I'm just going to keep purchasing cross stitcher every month to keep a record. The World of Cross Stitch magazine that I have, I purchased for a reason. I purchased this off eBay from a very nice woman. She was lovely, and it came very quickly. And I actually got this magazine, I believe, for half the price that it originally sold for. But I bought it from her. Actually, I searched this magazine out because I want to cross stitch these little lovely birds. Look at those. Aren't they charming? I love them so hard. I noticed that a lot of people have like these cross-stitch bowls they put their pillows in. They make little pillows and put them in. So I thought, do that. But the magazine comes very quickly. All the patterns come in here. And there was one other item when I get ambitious next year that I would like to cross-stitch. I hope I'm not saying knitting. If I have, tell me in the comments. I really want to cross-stitch this. I think that is so cute. Ah, look at the little hat. It's magical. I love that. Anyway, I'm going to do that. I really like it. I like the bric-a-brac. And, oh, I like it. So I got myself that. That was a little gift for me. And there are some other lovely cross-stitch patterns for autumn in that as well. But not really with my theme. Right. So, we're at 20 minutes. Oh my goodness, this is longer than I thought. So let me just very quickly say that I have been researching. Oh, back up. Hyper. I also, with the flamingo pattern, got these sweet little stitching scissors. So now I can bring my Fisker snips, little snips, back up here for my sewing, and I can leave these little beauties, which I'm telling you could poke the eye out of a dragon, because that is so sharp right there. Look at that. So that was a really nice gift, actually. I was really happy. I didn't even notice it, to be honest. So where was I going before that? So, sorry about that, I digress. Researching project keepers for cross stitch, I've come to find that they're a completely different animal than crochet and knitting and quilting bags. So I've been doing my research, and I will be coming out with a line starting in August of autumnal themed cross stitch bags. Now these aren't just going to be something to slide your hoop or your frame into. These will be not only that, but caddies with individual pockets for your threads and your patterns as well, because I'm finding more and more that although I began scanning and loading them as PDFs, I have to have a piece of paper with me. I have to have that pattern in my hand so I can use my marker and mark it off. So there will be pockets for everything. Now, I have chosen some fabrics for that, and I've torn this open so you all can see it. This will be the exterior of one of those bags. I love this so hard. The interior of those bags will most likely be candy corn. I do like candy corn. It is, I know you can tell I'm a fatty, but it is the main staple of my autumnal diet from like the 30th of August to the probably 5th of November. I also purchased some other fabrics. Some of this will be used for other types of bags, but I got this cute Halloween fabric, and I'm going to be making some bags out of that. And oh, I love this so hard. I know I'm going to make bags. I want to keep them all for myself, but look at these little ladies. Are they not just the sweetest little witches you've ever seen? Cooking your children up in that pot since 1692. So I'm going to use that, and those will be lined, probably some of the fabric in that frame, with this fabric that I used for that lining. And I love this candy corn. It's so primitive, and I just like it. I just really like it. So, come to framing. So, my lovely little piece of cross stitching from the nice woman here. Oh my goodness. See, this is why I think I should finish the edges before I begin cross stitching. But this is going to be framed with this lovely fabric. So, whoops. So, let me try to get it all in the picture. But that will be the frame for that, and then that will hang on a branch that when we pruned our trees this spring, I kept. So hopefully that will be done in the next 2 weeks, because I will be podcasting every week or every 2 weeks, depends. Keep an eye out. But yeah, so that's coming up. I really, again, I would appreciate it if anybody could recommend, sorry about my squeaky chair, if anybody could recommend a pattern for that linen. Again, it's kind of this tanny brown. And also I need recommendations about where I can get a tonal embroidery floss here in the UK. It's not that I don't want to buy from American dyers. That is not the case. It's that the shipping is so much money that it nearly doubles the price of it. So if you are in the UK and you dye embroidery floss, or if you know of someone who does, please tell me in the comments below. Right, well, that's pretty much all I have for today. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you in 2 weeks. Happy stitching.